And I want all of you to listen to me very carefully now, because I can say without fear of successful contradiction that what you've heard from Norm Curlin here is absolutely true, and it's the kind of argument that's going to be made on Capitol Hill to those who make decisions as to whether or not we should not implement capital homesteading. Now, why do I have the authority to say that without fear of successful contradiction, he is right, and we are right, and right the day must win? Amen. That's because as a part of my 20-year tenure as a member of the Banking Committee of the U.S. House of Representatives, I was for 6 of those years chair of the Subcommittee on Domestic Monetary Policy, which oversaw the work of the Federal Reserve System. And I know that when they established the Federal Reserve Board and the system in 1913, that Section 13 of the Federal Reserve Act gave the decision makers in this building the authority to extend what you call productive capital to citizens and to businesses that would accept the homestead. Problem is that it turned out they extended the productive capital to the wealthy few. And I, as chairman of the Subcommittee on Domestic Monetary Policy, had to review every month the decisions of the Federal Open Market Committee to print money and make it available to the wealthy few to expand the economy. That day will soon be over, as soon as people learn what we know, that you must put people first and empower every citizen to be an owner of productive capital. Now, finally, I had the audacity to say that what we start here today has not only significance for East St. Louis and for Detroit and for the United States, but that it has significance for the whole world and everybody who wants peace in our time. And you're asking me, how do I know that? I talked to my next speaker. His name is Antonio Betancourt, who is the chairman of the Summit Council for World Peace. And I know what your question is. How in the world can we get world peace out of putting people first and out of capital homesteading? I'm glad you asked that question. And I'm happy to answer by asking somebody with some sense and some clarity about how we bring peace on earth. He brings together former heads of state to lend their leadership experiences for formulating and implementing innovative solutions to major problems affecting the global community. And for the last 2 decades, he has been an articulate advocate of the just third way and capital homesteading for every citizen. See how this affects everybody on the planet, and why you who are here for the launch of this movement are so important to the world. Dr. Antonio Betancourt.
Thank you, Dr. Walter Fauntroy. Let's give a good hand of applause and a cheer for this icon of the civil rights movements in America. A lot of the things we take for granted today come out of the commitment and the sacrifice of more than 50 years of this great American. I come to speak to you on behalf of the masses of the world that I am familiar with their conditions today. In Colombia, the land where I was born, the economy that is growing the fastest is the criminal economy. But so it is in Mexico, And so it is in Afghanistan, in Iraq, in the entire Middle East. Militias are taking arms as a form of employment. Why is this? It is because the central banking system of the countries of the world follow the lead of this temple of money. This temple of money, the Federal Reserve, sets the standards and sets the conditions for central banking around the world. They provide every year $45 to $55 billion to the very rich, to that 1% who control the economy of the United States. Likewise, in every country that follows the standards of the central banking of the United States, including Colombia, Mexico, Brazil, Afghanistan, Indonesia, Thailand, the whole world, there is money released every year for that 1% of the population, with the idea that if you take care of the rich will trickle down money to the unmoney masses of the country. It's not happening. This year, not only $55 billion were given to the very rich, but $750 billion. Nothing of that has come to the common citizens. So, on behalf of those and money masses of the world, we come to ask this institution to open a window of credit to the masses, so the banking central system of the world will do the same. If the window of credit is open to the masses through the structures of capital homesteading, in which every individual become an owner of the economy, whether it is the economy of the village, the economy of the county, the economy of the state, national economy, regional economy, world economy. As the individuals become holders of the economy, we don't have the problems that we have in September of last year, with only a few big fat cats decided the fate of 300 million Americans and all the economies on the industrialized world and all the rest of the world. We ask these people here, have pity on the majority of the people of the world. Give power to the people, not taking from the rich and give to the poor, but open the opportunity so every citizen can become an owner of his own destiny. Hear, hear. Every citizen can become an owner of the plants and the equipment and land development and everything that goes on within the national, the regional, and the global economy. They have the power to fulfill the purpose for which they were created in 1913. Section 13 of the Federal Reserve. Just fulfill that Section 13. Open the credit to the masses, and central banking system of the world will follow through. And we will not have to have the masses of the world, the educated people of Colombia, having to join the criminal economy and become militias in violence around the world because there is no hope. We have to bring hope to the world, and you have the power to bring justice to the world. Thank you.
Wow. Beautiful.